We're back on the SportsMax zone with the beautiful game. The final trophy up for grabs in Jamaica's ISA schoolboy football season will be claimed on Saturday with the Costa Cup winners Garvin Maceo facing Manning Cup champions Kingston College for the Olivier Shield. The showpiece matchup, set to take place at St. Elizabeth Technical in Santa Cruz, will be a repeat of the 2021 edition where the Purples defeated the Cubans by 2-0. Incidentally, the only time in the last 5 seasons of schoolboy football where the urban area champions have beaten the rural area kingpins. That narrative, of course, triggered by some Clarendon College dominance. Now with us to preview what promises to be a fascinating game of football, our in-house analyst, and let's be honest, selective prediction guru, Ligier Williams. Lige, KCR favorites, I think. I think it's reasonable to suggest that they are favorites, but we're talking football here, and Garvin Maceo have shown that they have the propensity to topple favorites.
Yeah, they've been doing that all last season. When I wasn't quite sure if this was true, I saw online someone say that at no point during the Da Costa Cup season were Garvin Maceo the top guns in anything that they were doing up until the final. And when I looked at it, they came second in their first round group to Glenmuir, then came second in their round of 32 group to Magra, then second again to Stets in the round of 16, second again in their quarterfinal group to Ocharia. So they were second all the way through, but once they got to the semifinals, I think their game planning really took it up a notch, and they've just been brilliant, I think, from a tactical point of view, especially from the semifinals of the Costa Cup and in the final as well. So I know that they'll be a worthy opponent for Kingston College, and I think the game generally will be very tactical, as most games are, yes. But I do think that especially the defensive side of the ball for both teams is going to be of the utmost importance.
Yeah, we'll talk about Kingston College's strength in just a moment. But Lige, the Garvin Maceo performance has warmed the hearts of a lot of football fans in Jamaica, and a lot of that triggered by their coach Lester Hibbert, who has this spirit about him that is undeniably attractive. He inspires his players. He has a very positive frame of mind, and everything about him suggests positivity, which he transfers to his players. But tactically and strategically, as you just hinted at, what would Garvin Maceo have to do on Saturday to upset the KC roster and the KC style?
I think they would have to revert. Well, I'm not saying, I don't mean to say revert, because they did it a lot in the final as well, but they just had more of the ball, so it wasn't as evident. But what they did in the semi-final to stop Glenmuir, I think they would have to do it yet again, which is to try and block out the middle of the pitch when defending. So they did that by defending, as I would have said previously, in a 4-2-2-2 shape. So it's a 4-4-2, but the left and right midfielders are very narrow. So that creates an ability for them to really block out the center of the pitch, and every team, every good in-possession team wants to play down the center of the pitch. So I think they'll have to do that at a really high level and try and stop Kingston College at source, not allow them to build up through the thirds. We have seen teams already this season, especially Jamaica College, when they defeated Kingston College in the quarterfinals. That's what they did best, is to block out the middle of the pitch and deny Kingston College from building up effectively. So I think Garvin Maceo will have to focus on that first, the defensive side of the ball first, and then try and hit Kingston College on a couple of counters, hold possession themselves, because they are a very good in-possession team. And then they'll move from there. I think it will be a really close game.
Yeah, I know that Maron Gordon, as the assistant, or as a part of the coaching staff of Jamaica's senior Reggae Boys, he's the technical director of this Garvin Maceo team, so he's sort of not in the limelight, but he's a part of strategizing with Lester Hibbert and the rest of the coaching staff. How valuable is his presence in that Garvin Maceo's coaching setup?
Well, I mean, it's no secret, especially seeing that Maron Gordon has been or is currently employed to the national team, one of the few local coaches in that setup. It's no secret that he's one of the best tacticians, not necessarily only with just the outlay of the tactics, but on a technical level, working with players, improving players. So it's no secret that he's a top level coach, and you know that has, I'm quite sure, has helped Garvey Maceo throughout the season, especially towards the latter part as they went on to win the Da Costa Cup. And I wouldn't be surprised if it helps them a bit in the Olivier Shield as well, because he'll be coming up against, well, Garvey Maceo will be coming up against a very astute tactical mind himself in Vassar. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a very good clash.
Yeah, speaking about the Da Costa Cup, if it comes down to penalties, do they have the edge?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. We've seen it with Kingston College over the past few years. I would say apart from the 2021 season where they would have won the Manning Cup title on penalties, Kingston College have struggled in that regard in the past couple of seasons. In 2023, they lost the Manning Cup semi-final and the Champions Cup semi-final, both on penalties. In seasons past, in 2019, in 2018, they've lost in penalty shootouts. And if I were to put my money on a keeper, on a set of kickers for any particular team, it would be Garvey Maceo, who would have won on penalties in the semi-final and in the final as well for the Da Costa Cup. So if it does get down to that, which I don't think it will, I do think that Garvey Maceo would have the advantage.
Yeah, quick word on the location. It will take place at Stats. Anything about the conditions there? Anything superstitious about that ground?
Well, I mean, the conditions, first of all I can say from a commentating point of view, because I'll be one of the three commentators on the game, it's hot. It's very hot down there. That's all I know about the conditions. The pitch is okay. You know, it's a good atmosphere usually down there in St. Elizabeth, but it's hot. It's very hot, you know. But
do you shy away from the sun? You work on all these football matches.
Yeah, you know, but you see,
it's extra hot.
Yeah, it's extra hot. It's a different type of hot. I don't usually shy away from the sun. You know, it's good for my melanin, vitamin D, and all that. So I don't mind. But one thing to be, you know, you said superstitious. A small piece of information that I would have said: in 2021, Garvey Maceo faced Kingston College in the Olivier Shield at St. Elizabeth Technical.
Yeah.
And Kingston College won that game by 2-0, even though Garvey Maceo, well, at least started the game better and had a lot of the early opportunities.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I think it's going to be a similar story this time around. I do think that Garvey Maceo will probably have the upper hand the first 30 minutes or so. But in that 2021 game, Kingston College got a goal via a set piece in the 43rd minute, I believe, and then early in the second half. I think it's going to be a very close game. People would say a 2-0 and say, maybe, possibly, Kingston College would have a comfortable day. I don't think it's going to be that at all. But my prediction, I think Kingston College are going to win this one by 2-0, because I think they both have the offensive capability in all phases of play and the defensive capability to deny Garvey Maceo, because one thing that we have noticed through the semi-final and the final of the Da Costa Cup, Garvey Maceo aren't quite an attacking juggernaut. So I think Kingston College have the capabilities to deny them from scoring, and they'll have just enough to get a couple of goals. So my prediction, my first one since the Champions Cup final, will be a 2-0 Kingston College win to go along with the trend of what's been happening to Garvey Maceo in Olivier Shield. So, yeah, because also in 2007 they would have lost Olivier Shield as well to Jamaica College 2-0. So I'm only going with the trends with this one.
Yeah, for the record, viewers, just to emphasize that Lige would have no problems with sun and heat because he went through a lot of his youth playing cricket.
Yeah.
And if you're a cricketer...
But Lance, we didn't say that. Lige said that for himself, that it's very hot. So I had to ask him about it.
No, but the same...
Because you're there defending him now about, he played a lot of cricket.
I'm just making it clear that it would be very shocking if he has a problem with the sun. Because,
but I'm shocked.
Because he is reputed to be a fairly decent cricketer.
But
well, maybe he played in the shade.
Sir Lance, cricket heat in Kingston and the heat over in St. Elizabeth, two different heat.
Okay, I hear you.
I've been to St. Elizabeth. It is hot.
Yeah, it's steaming, man.
But before we leave the segment, though, is there something to be said about the team scoring first tomorrow in this final? Because there are times, as an analyst in football, you will know that an early goal or a first half goal for a team can give a different kind of complexion to a game. Is there something to be said about a first scorer in this match?
You know, Sir Lance, I'm going to answer you like this.
Yes.
It depends who scores the early goal, if there is an early goal.
Yes.
How I've seen it so far, if Kingston College score that early goal, I think I'll be even more confident in them winning the game going on because of how they are able to control games. If Garvey Maceo scored that early goal, I wouldn't be as confident in Garvey Maceo holding out against a Kingston College.
Even though you respect their defensive capabilities.
Even though I respect their defensive capabilities. I think Kingston College, as you would know, as they always say, the brave may fall, but never yield, da.
You know it too, I know it.
Yeah, but they tend to really bank on that. And they haven't been able really to dip into that bag. We know every season in schoolboy football, we always say KC drag out a result out of nothing. They haven't done that yet.
Yes.
Maybe they're saving that for the final big game of the season. Who knows?
Okay, so the Olivier Shield final coming up on SportsMax Live on Saturday afternoon. Kingston College, the Manning Cup champions, taking on the Costa Cup holders, Garvey Maceo. And Liz will be part of that commentary panel as well, so you can't afford to miss it. We'll be back with the interactive segment, including our SportsMax last moments after the break.